I don't know if I brought this up before, but I really don't like how the direction of adult cartoons, because it's always the same thing. Either it's going to be a bunch of shock humor without any real connotation to why it's there, or it's just a bunch of social commentary to be edgy. And I don't particularly like this because I feel that a lot of adult cartoons have a lot of leeway. They have this very wide range to do a lot of things, but yet they do nothing with it. So here's my thoughts on how to make a good adult cartoon. First of all, I want to start with the shock humor. You can have shock humor, okay? I'm not saying shock humor is a universally bad thing just because it's there. Of course, you run the gamut of pissing off your audience, your target audience, and that's fine and dandy. Everything you write isn't going to get praised. It's not going to be praised by every single person. Everything you do isn't going to be praised. If you think that, then I suggest you pick another profession. But let's get into what I mean by shock humor. It works in context. For one thing, it's just like any other cringeworthy comedy, for example. The characters on screen need to be in pain more than any audience. For one thing, I hate it when cartoons go for the whole, targeting the eyebrows or the eyes or toenails. Very vital parts of the human body that are very sensitive to anything, and causing pain to those would just cause people to, revile and shock, because don't do that, okay? Going for the eyeballs or anything like that, that's not funny. Or the teeth, for that matter. Any sensitive part of the human body, regardless of who you are, is not a good thing to do. It's not a good, funny way to do things. It's funny. That's what people tell me. It's funny. No, it's not funny. It's cringeworthy. And I understand, well, Metro, that's the whole point of cringe comedy. But the thing is, cringe comedy can work without making the audience cringe more. And that seems counterproductive because that's what the entire, thing about cringe comedy. But I feel that it's just like any other thing out there. Gross out humor works the same way. The characters on screen need to be in more pain than the audience. And again, that's counterproductive. It's subjective. That's fine. If you disagree with that, that's fine. Now, shock humor, as it is really, really overused. It's like the most lazy thing you can write. For one thing, you just have a character do something fucked up, and then you just wait gleefully for the reactions to come in. It's not funny, it's not good writing, it's lazy. Mr. Pickles and Brickleberry are the perfect examples on why shock humor in adult cartoons needs to either go away or have a complete rehaul, because those cartoons are nothing but shock humor, and it's just having a bunch of stupid things on screen, having a bunch of blood and stuff fly off on screen. And speaking of Mr. Pickles, that's the stupidest show I've ever seen. For one thing, the person, or so let's say animal, the show's fucking named after is a background character at best. The Mr. Pickles is a dog, and he's satanic. That's literally the only character trait that this dog has. Of course you're gonna say, what can you do? It's a dog. I understand that. But still, there are so many other dog characters that don't even speak, have better personality than this dog right here. But Mr. Pickles is a whole other beast on its own. Anyways, shock humor really is to me as this very modern stigma, not completely, like everything. The modern version of shock humor is have a bunch of things fucked up on screen and then piss people off. Like, there's no content to it. You just want to make people mad. And that segues into excuse me, that segues into the other argument. Social commentary. The real different thing about kids cartoons and adult cartoons is that adult cartoons are for a very older target audience. So you don't really have to do much in order to, you know, get these very, provocative messages out. And I can't talk today. Messages out. I apologize for that. Like, adult, not an adult cartoon. A kid's cartoon cannot do a cartoon on abortion or gay marriage. Okay? Without having an extensive, very, very, very extensive, like, outlook on, like, allegory or metaphors. You just can't outright have a cartoon like that. That's what I mean. You can't just have a gay character on a kid's cartoon, because if people are gonna outcry, just look at SpongeBob. I mean, people to this day are still arguing about whether SpongeBob and Patrick are a gay couple. Are they, because of these, like, people, they try to see these homosexual tendencies in these characters. But adult cartoons don't have to have that. But why is the writing in these adult cartoons so lazy? Like, you have all this leeway to do all these great things, but yet you, even, like, some kids' cartoons have better subtlety than some of these adult cartoons. Like, for example, Family Guy used to be a very great adult cartoon. It used to have very provocative messages. Very nice but simple messages that you can figure out. Peter is an idiot. That's fine. But they portray it in a way that, yes, he's the idiot dad, but at the same time he has a big heart. You don't have that anymore. Like, it rolls back into the argument I had like a few minutes ago about shock humor. Now, it's just a bunch of shock humor and some quote-unquote social commentary. What I mean by that is that, like, for example, you have a joke, like, for a recent tragedy or something. Like, let's say, for instance, an adult cartoon. I'm pretty sure one has done this already. There's some really tasteless joke about the Michael Brown shooting. They won't try to cover it up. They'll just outright say something fucking stupid, and you just laugh and watch the hate mail come in. But it's supposed to be funny. That's the excuse they give. Like, we were doing it for a comedic effect. All that blood slinging around on the screen for no reason. Just very disturbing out-of-place score for out-of-place score. This very disturbing out-of-place content for out-of-place content. That's there because we were trying to be funny. I understand the rule of funny stretches a long way, okay? The rule of cool stretches a long way. I mean, you have a lot of things to do, okay? You have a lot of these things to do. You have, like, this, you have all this leeway, is what I mean. I'm trying to talk correctly, but I'm trying to rush this out. Well, I'm not trying to technically rush it out. I'm just trying to get it out of my system. But you have all this leeway in adult cartoons, but yet it's overdone, it's pathetic, and it doesn't work properly. Here's the way I think social commentary can work. Like, you don't have to be, like, completely non-subtle about this. Like, understand that you have an adult audience, and adults are particularly smarter than the demographic of children we have these days. Okay? That's the entire stigma. Because adults have seen more. They've grown into this. So, when I see all this social commentary that's, like, so blatantly stupid, like, for example, Seth MacFarlane's back-ass beliefs. Like, I really want to refrain from talking about the episode. I think it's Some Dogs Go to Heaven or something like that. I forgot. All Dogs Go to Heaven. And it's because it's fucking stupid. For one thing, the episode outright states that atheism is better than religion because religion sucks because some, like, ugly women exist. Why would God create an ugly woman? If we're all created in this image, blah blah bullshit like that. Okay? As an atheist, I was pretty insulted by that episode because we atheists aren't all in your face like I don't like religion, but I do respect people who do like religion. That's not to say that, that's indicative of anything. That's not to say that I am completely against a person who's religious, unless they're trying to, really annoyingly persuade me to believe when I just won't. I won't make you believe in atheism, just like you won't make me believe in religion. But the problem with All Dogs Go to Heaven is that it's the starting point of when Seth MacFarlane just completely stopped with subtlety. Like, he assumes that you're fucking stupid, and he's going to give you his back ass reliefs, whether you like them or not. Fresh Air, an episode I fucking hate because it's the premise of it is just retarded. Okay? I hate saying retarded because I don't like using it as an insult. Just like I don't like using autism as an insult because it's really stupid. It's just stupid. You can't explain it. It's just dumb. Okay, Fresh Air is just an all-around stupid episode because the entire premise of it is Peter Griffin, pretty much ignores his son just like every other episode because, the bad father cliche hasn't been fucking done before. And after something happens with Babs, Chris volunteers to hang out with his grandfather. And they start forming this bond, and Carter decides that he wants to change his will. He changes his will to give all his money when he dies to Chris. So this is where the episode just takes a full what the fuck approach, because now Peter starts taking interest in his son, not because he loves him, but he wants his money. And we've seen this before. We've seen the character trying to suck up to the friend or the son or whoever it may be, just because they have a lot of money, or they're going to receive a lot of money. So he tries to get on Chris's good side, and then he decides he wants to marry his son. And of course they can't get married in Quahog, so they go somewhere else. I forgot where it was, but it's been a while since I watched the episode, because if I don't like an episode, I'm not going to watch it either, unless I want to review it, which I plan on getting into cartoon reviewing, but cartoon episode reviewing, so I don't have to watch it anymore. But they go to another state where it's legal to sorry, excuse my father. It's legal to marry his son, and they go through all this thing, and at the end they do that crappy dramatic zoom with the sad music of basically outright stating that marrying your son isn't right. That's what they outright say. They don't really use a different way on saying it, but I didn't like the way that came out. They say it's not normal, and of course, subjectively, I guess I'm against incest, of course, but some people out there may like it. That's not my thing. I mean, what can you say? People are into a lot of weird things these days. We live in the internet age, for God's sake. But still, I'm against it, but I thought to myself, there's a better way to write it's not normal, okay? Because that's kind of pandering, that's kind of stretching it a little bit too far. That's kind of outright saying that, it's like saying guns are bad without, giving a much needed detail into why you think it is. It's just bad because you think it's bad. You see, that's the thing about, for example, McFarlane. He's better at playing offense than defense. When he's attacking something, it's like he's a competent writer. But when he needs to go on the defensive, then that's when it feels like he has a very lackluster way of writing things. And I guess you could say that's it for me. For this is just me getting my opinion out there on what I think adult cartoons are. I just really hate the the direction of adult cartoons lately, because they're all the fucking same. They all try to copy that whole Family Guy style or South Park style, and I know that some people are going to subjectively say that's not what they're trying to do, but you know, they all try to do that shock humor thing with social commentary, and it just feels like they're trying too hard to do one thing while at the same time assuming that it's funny. And I guess that's something I can talk about later. You know, always assuming something's funny, like assuming a character's funny because, like, that's their character trait. That their entire character trait is them being funny. Which, to me, I can go on an entire separate rant about that. But I felt that this is going on too long, so I'm just gonna do the thing now. You know, leave. So this is Grandmaster Circus. Bye bye.